when there's scarcity, right, people get very rigid, and then when they get any indication of a strategy that will alleviate their scarcity, they tend to overvalue it and fixate on it. It's a version of what's called the Einstellung effect. The Einstellung effect is that you give people, when people get a strategy for solving a problem, they'll often stick with that strategy, even though a better strategy could be used when newer problems emerge, right? So oh, this worked, I'll keep using it. And that makes a kind of sense, because, you're trying to be very efficient. They sort of lose, they're sort of the opposite of what kids do in playfulness. So when kids are first learning something, they'll get a strategy that solves the problem. And then what they do, Siegler's work shows us, is they'll introduce all kinds of variations on it. They'll introduce all kinds of variations, and then they put the variations into competition with each other. And then the one that wins the competition sort of evolves forward. And then, right? And so, and this is one of the things I talk about in the series. You guys aren't far enough in, but I talk about the importance of serious play. And that our culture doesn't know how to deal with play. We either trivialize it into entertainment and fun, or we say, no, then it must be work. Right? So serious play, which of course is, and I mean this in a respectful manner, is what, a lot of religion used to do for us. It's very, very serious play in which let's try various identities. Let's try various different ways of looking at, the worldview, and let's play with them. Of course, religions can also ossify. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is when people are in a meaning crisis, and they're in scarcity mentality, they will tend to fixate and overvalue on anything that starts to alleviate that. And of course, that makes a certain kind of sense. If they, however, belong to a community that has inculcated in them a higher order identification with the process of evolving serious play, then usually their commitment to that can help override and keep them going in some fundamental fashion.